Howdy, this is Lemmy with RevZilla, here to talk to you today about how much your motorcycle is worth. Now, if you're getting ready to sell a motorcycle, one of the most important parts, I think, of getting ready to sort of attack that process is figuring out exactly what your scoot is worth. Now, note this isn't a compendium of tips. However, there are some items here that may help you place a realistic value on your motorcycle. Now, the first thing I would recommend you do is find out what some other stuff sold for. Now, if you know you're going to sell your motorcycle, maybe start watching Craigslist, start watching eBay, checking out sales of bikes similar to yours so you can ascertain some sort of a value. There are some bikes that are worth a lot more than you would think and others that are worth a lot less. Check out completed listings. So look for a motorcycle like yours, but then only search listings that have been completed so you can see the actual sale price of a motorcycle, not just asking price. Similarly, you can jump onto Craigslist, and if you find a seller who's maybe sold a motorcycle like yours, ask. I've had good luck just finding out what they accepted for their motorcycle. It can be kind of a helpful tool, and it's another data point to help you value your own machine. Another thing I'd recommend you do that sounds probably pretty obvious is check out, say, Kelly Blue Book or NADA Black Book value. I would take those with a grain of salt for a couple of reasons. First, neither Kelly nor NADA has ever called me up and offered to pay me any money for a motorcycle. So as far as I'm concerned, their opinion of the value of my machine is just that, an opinion. The other reason I would take that with a grain of salt too is because some values can be unbelievably high or low, especially on the low side. I can't tell you how often I'll see a clean, maybe say 10, 15, 20-year-old motorcycle listed as some value for, pennies, $400 or $500, and clearly a clean example of that motorcycle will sell for much more money. The next thing I think you should probably do when you're trying to value a motorcycle is to assess their rarity. Look, motorcycles are fairly low production vehicles, and motorcycles aren't what I would call fungible. They're not necessarily easily swapped out for one another. Now, there are some bikes, like say an Indian 841. It's an exceptionally rare motorcycle. Few come up for sale, and the condition of them can be all over the map. Some are coming out of a barn, some might be coming out of an antique sale, and the market of people who can actually afford to buy those is much smaller than a more workaday motorcycle. Now, on the other end of things, let's say you had, say, a Ninja 650 that's 2 years old, pretty clean with a slip-on on it. It's a bike that I would say has high fungibility. You can find a couple-year-old Ninja 650 with a slip-on pretty much anywhere in the country and get a really accurate idea of how much that bike is worth. Just recognize that the less fungible a motorcycle is, the more the price is probably going to vary based on what buyers are out there looking for that machine. Next thing you want to do is probably assess the condition of your motorcycle. And I don't mean look at it and say, oh yeah, I love that bike, it's in great shape, runs great. I mean, actually take an honest look at the thing, and let's think about this like a buyer would see it. While you may be okay with some scrapes and dents and dingers here and there, that's the sort of thing that a buyer is likely to sort of shy away from. Now, you need to remember that and kind of price accordingly. Condition of a motorcycle really is highly dependent on what the motorcycle is. So we'll go back to maybe say a couple-year-old FZ09. A bike that's sold as good condition, that's maybe a 2 or 3-year-old Yamaha FZ09, needs to have glossy paint, needs to not have any crash damage. This needs to be a bike with no tears in the seat. Now let's move to a different motorcycle. Let's say you were selling something like an Ariel Square 4. If this was an original motorcycle, obviously a buyer is going to expect some wear on this machine. We might see pitted chrome, we might see, some dents or dingers, maybe some parts that have been swapped out for non-stock over the years. Condition items are going to be very different based on what it is that you're selling. So this is again where I think comparing other motorcycles in that sort of sales group might help you ascertain exactly the condition of your bike, as well as sort of standing back and taking stock of how the motorcycle's been treated under your ownership and the ownership of previous owners. Now, another thing to remember too when you're trying to value a motorcycle is that I think all motorcycles have values that fluctuate. When I say fluctuate, that doesn't just mean they go down over time. Sometimes they go up and down. Be aware of the calendar. It might sound a little bit silly, but if you're in a place that experiences cold weather or winter weather, there's some end to the riding season, recognize that the value of your bike will probably change relative to that riding season. If you're selling a motorcycle at the end of the season and it's, needing an oil change, maybe and the chain's a little bit shot and that rear tire is kind of looking a little bit suspect, factor all that stuff in and factor in the fact that a buyer is going to pick that up and not be able to use their new toy for a few months, well, that's going to affect the price quite a bit. Compare that instead to that exact same bike, maybe that's had its maintenance performed and now is selling on the first nice day of spring. It's listed bright and shiny right there on Craigslist. Well, that bike's probably going to pull down a few more bucks. Not just because of the extra maintenance that was done to it, but because this is a good, clean running bike that's up on its maintenance, that's ready to rock and roll for the season. A lot of buyers will pay a premium for a bike that's ready to go. Now, the final tip I've got for you when you're ascertaining a bike price or setting the price for your motorcycle is you need to sit down and honestly assess process, how bad do you need the money? If you need the money from a sale in order to fund your next motorcycle purchase, well, you might want to think about accepting a little bit less money for your motorcycle. If, on the other hand, maybe you've got a garage full of bikes, you might be able to sort of sit back and wait for just the right buyer. Moving back to that rarity thing we talked about earlier, you might have no other choice. If you've got an exceptionally rare bike or something a little bit weird or maybe highly modified, you may not have a bunch of people knocking down your door in order to buy your motorcycle. Sort of calibrating your expectations on how fast you're going to sell the bike, I think is strongly related to the price you're offering the bike for. So there's just a few tips I have on selling a bike. I've written lots of articles on used motorcycles, buying bikes, haggling. Check out Common Trade, you can read some of those. They may help some of you who are in the buying and selling market. As always, I'm Lem, I'm out of here.